All right, here we are. Sure. I have a perhaps non-traditional path towards working in technology. I graduated college with a degree in economics, totally unrelated, but I was not super interested in my own degree at the time because I felt it was much less applicable. I don't run the Fed or anything, so I can't implement economic policy immediately, which is part of why I became interested in programming because as soon as I learned something, I could actually carry it out. I could use it that day. So I am self-taught. After college, I sort of wandered around a bit physically. I traveled to Southeast Asia and wanted to do some language learning and just sort of figure out what to do next. And along that path, I found programming because it's a great way to make a living while you're living abroad or living in your own country. But for me, I was living abroad at the time. So I just read a lot of blog posts, a lot of books about programming. I started with PHP, I moved into Ruby. I started working as a contractor, running my own business. And that just spiraled into essentially my life for 2 to 3 years. And after that, I really wanted to become an engineer as opposed to someone who just, cobbles together pieces of jQuery or pieces of PHP to make a web application. So what I did was I moved back from Asia to San Francisco, did a job search for about 3 months, found a job at a extremely small startup as the first employee, and I just jumped at that opportunity. I really wanted to be extremely impactful, which is what you get when you join a company that doesn't have anyone else to do the job. So I did that, and I actually just left that job within the last 3 months or so. So for about 4 years, I was working as a software engineer in San Francisco. And throughout all of that, let's just call it 7 years of programming, being technical, I did a lot of open source because it's just fun, because I like the interplay between different developers around the world. You get to share ideas, you get to see other people's code, and people get to see your code, and you just all get better at the same time. So that is perhaps a bit more verbose than I intended, but that's my story.